Hi guys, so today we're having a look at the Urban Decay Lo-Fi Lip Mousses. I have the shades Boom and Echo. There's 8 shades total. They are £18 each and you get 3.5 grams of product. Now this is a kind of poured or whipped, I guess, lip product, and I love the packaging, right? So you open it like this and then this little bit comes out the front and it's a little sponge tip applicator. So you can put these on with your fingers, you can put them on with a brush, but there is an applicator as well. So if you see it up close, you can really see that kind of moussey texture. It's not got that smooth waxy thing. But the other thing I love with the packaging is when you start to put the lid back down, it retracts on its own. How cool is that? So I am going to put these on today. I'm going to do a bit of an ombre lip, I hope, because Boom is gorgeous. So I had a little bit of a lip treatment on, just because, I don't know, I'd be feeling a bit rougher around the lips this week. So we're going to try with the Applicator so that I can get a decent line, hopefully. So they're comfort matte finishes, and this one's got like a bit of shimmer through it as well. So transfers nicely onto the applicator. Yeah, okay, so that's really nice and smooth and easy to apply. I've never really considered a sponge tip applicator for lip products, but actually this is going to get a really nice, neat line, and unlike a lip brush, stop talking while I'm doing this. Unlike a lip brush, it's never going to fray, so that's kind of interesting. Although I guess we technically use sponge tip applicators with a lot of liquid lipsticks, that's what they come with, so. So I'm going to fill in the corners a little bit more. And I'm going to round off my Cupid's bow a little bit because I want to. So it's definitely a very light textured lipstick, but also buildable, so that's cool. Okay, let's go in with Echo and hope that I'm right that these guys will blend together nicely. So I'm just getting a good amount on the applicator. Okay. So not the most obvious ombre, but definitely good for a 3D effect, those two shades. So I like that. I think my lips look really nice and full, so that's cool. So the time just now is 8:30. I'm going to quickly pop my lip piercing back in. I just didn't want it in for that application section. And we will go about the rest of my day and we will see how this holds up. Right, I'm back. So it is, it's 20 to 1. So we've had this on for about 4 hours. I do feel like it's faded a little bit, especially on the inside of my lip. The ombre is definitely more abrupt than it was earlier. And my lips are feeling a little bit dry. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and eat my lunch because I've got some nice bits of chicken to eat. So I don't know how well this is going to last with the grease, but if it's all off after that, what we'll do is we'll reapply and we'll test out the fact that this is supposedly waterproof. I'm sure I read that somewhere. Yeah, weightless and waterproof. So let's have lunch and then try that. I'm not shocked to say that it didn't really survive lunch. So that being said, let's top up. I actually think I'm just going to go in with Echo, just the paler colour now, because I'm off to an ice hockey game and I don't know, I just don't feel like being, well, I'm going to be super made up either way, but you know, let's be a little bit lower maintenance in case I end up touching this up. So okay, so this is definitely a more day-to-day shade. So I feel like I can get a reasonable line with this, but I definitely have to redunk quite a bit. Okay, that is a really pretty colour. So, just as a slight curiosity, I've got my handy piece of kitchen roll that I almost always have, and I've got a cup of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and dunk this in the water. There we go. So as you can see, we have now a partially wet and partially dry bit of kitchen roll. I'm going to try just kind of like, you know, blotting my lips and see whether anything comes off more on the dry or the wet side, since this is supposedly waterproof. So is that about the middle? I would say it looks pretty even, so it doesn't look like water has, you know, really affected it there. Maybe a tiny bit on the bottom lip, but yeah. So I'm going to keep wearing this for the rest of the day, see how it goes comfort wise, because they do say that this is a modern matte finish. I thought it was a comfort matte finish. Oops, oh well. So it says it doesn't budge. We've already basically figured that that's not quite true. It says it's weightless. Yeah, pretty much. I can barely feel that this is there. Waterproof. Water doesn't seem to make a huge difference to it. So we'll just see how my lips feel at the kind of end of the day, having worn this on and off throughout the day. So I will see you guys in a bit. Right, I'm back from hockey. It is now 20 to 11. My lipstick is still pretty on there. So get a wee bit weird in this corner, but I would definitely say this kind of afternoon session has had much better wear than the morning session. So I think what I've learned from that is that I want my lips to be perfectly clean before this goes on. Whereas earlier I'd put on lip balm while I was doing the rest of my makeup and then kind of dabbed off the excess. It seems I probably should have wanted to have that completely gone. Because as I wore it in the morning, you know, your lips start to dry out a little bit, as they do with any matte lipstick. Not in an uncomfortable way, but, you know, there's no excess oiliness going on. And then when I've reapplied for this afternoon, it stayed much better. I also done a few thin layers, which is also something that's going to help. But at the moment, I'm going to say that, yeah, I actually like these little guys. I don't know what it's going to be like when it comes to wanting to clean this little guy, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And yeah, overall, I like them. It's a really interesting texture. I'm still just thinking the packaging is super weird and interesting. and you know, I'm trying not to buy more of them because most of the ones that are left are colours that I know I have a lot of, whereas I felt like I didn't really have anything like the two that I picked up, which if I actually dug through my collection I would probably find to not be true, but I'll keep telling myself that. So overall I think these are actually really, really nifty. Will definitely find myself reaching for these quite a bit. So if you've got any questions, as always, leave those down below and I will get back to you. If you get any requests for reviews as well, I almost couldn't get the word requests out there, leave those down below. And remember to subscribe so that you can see if I do the request. So I will catch you guys later. Hope this turns into an awesome week for you, and I will see you on Friday. Bye.